Hello guys, Brad here again with another fragrance review. Today I want to look at a sample that I've been checking out today, and it is called Issey Miyake's Nuit de Issey. This is just a 0.8 milliliter sample. A girl at work let me have this. She ordered from Sephora. Got some samples, was nice enough to give me the sample, so I appreciate that. This fragrance is relatively new, came out in 2014, and is classified woody spicy, with top notes of bergamot and grapefruit, middle notes of leather, black pepper, woody notes, and vetiver and spices. And in the base, you got tonka bean, patchouli, incense, and something called ebony tree. So, like I said, I wore this to work today, and I put some on my arm yesterday. Now I just put the rest of it on my arm after I got off work. I only worked 4 hours today, so I'm going to go ahead and do my review now. Now, the smell here, basically, to my nose, is sort of like a dark, mysterious grapefruit kind of a smell. Definitely pick up on that citrus in the opening, the bergamot and grapefruit, with the grapefruit shining out the most. But it's certainly not your typical bright, summery grapefruit. It's more of a dark, mysterious grapefruit. Kind of remind me a little bit of the way Kenzo treated grapefruit with Kenzo Tokyo. In addition to that grapefruit, you got the leather and tonka bean. Not really so much the tonka bean, but I think more of the leather. Some spices in there to give it sort of an exotic tone. And I think it's actually the woody notes that are pretty prominent here too. Now, to my nose, these woody notes aren't your typical cedar and sandalwood woody notes. I'm picking up on more of like an oriental woodiness here, along the lines of like bamboo or something else. The types of trees that might typically grow more in the Japan or China area. These aren't your typical woody trees here. So it does have sort of that oriental woodiness to it. And it kind of has sort of that unusual tone that I've come to expect from Issey Miyake fragrances, most notably the Nuit de Issey by Issey Miyake, which had sort of like a lemon smell to it, but a very unusual lemon smell with that signature Issey Miyake feel to it. So you can definitely tell this is either like a Kenzo or an Issey Miyake fragrance because of the way it plays out on your skin. Some people might argue it's a bit generic. Personally, I think it's unique enough to be notable here. I find it interesting and notable, but not necessarily something overly pleasing. I did get a couple of compliments at work from my male coworkers, so that was nice. But for me, it's just sort of an okay fragrance. So let me go ahead and get into some scores and some more information here. The smell, I'll give it 6.5 out of 10. I thought it smelled okay, but certainly it didn't quite reach that level of niceness to it that would compel me to buy it. Projection longevity, 7 out of 10. It seemed kind of soft and subtle on my skin, but others could smell it on me, to give me the compliments. So perhaps it's a little bit more potent than I give it credit for. Definitely didn't seem to be real powerful, but after 2 or 3 hours, people were still giving me compliments on it. Uniqueness, I'll say 7.5 out of 10. I think because those woody tones are a bit different than your traditional cedarwood, sandalwood. If they would have gone in with the cedarwood, sandalwood route, I think this would have been more generic. Or if the tonka bean would have been more prominent, definitely would have been more generic. But I think this one is quite unique in my opinion. Versatility, 6 out of 10. I did wear it to work. But I do think this is probably more of a night out fragrance, which would be kind of indicated by the name and the color of the fragrance, the black vibe that they're going for here. This, I think, would be a great fragrance, like if you're going out to like a Japanese steakhouse or like one of those samurai steakhouse type places. Kind of would fit in with that kind of an environment, like late at night with a date or even with the family. Price point, fragrance net, 4.2 ounces, $55.99. I think there might be other sizes available, but a fragrance net, I think that was the only one they had, which is a good price point, I think, for an Issey Miyake fragrance. Overall, I'll give this one 6.5 out of 10. Didn't quite give me the wow factor that I was hoping for, but it's certainly not a bad fragrance. And if you're a fan of grapefruit and want something with sort of like an oriental, mysterious, spicy leather edge to it with some interesting woody notes, check this one out, especially if you like the other fragrances from Issey Miyake, or even if you're a fan of like Kenzo. So that's my thoughts. Thanks for watching. I will talk to you guys later.